So this week we've got something new. Finally, McDonald's has brought out the new Big Arch. So stick around, you'll see exactly how I rated it, what it cost me, and ultimately the advertised versus reality. So just finishing off what's in the bag. And this week, a new burger, which I'm sure obviously everybody's seen. I'm a little bit late to the party with the review. So yesterday, roasting hot, just basically couldn't be bothered, sat in a room to have a PC kicking out heat whilst the world is kicking out heat. So yeah, today is the editing, which is obviously the Sunday. I think I might actually change the videos to around 6 or 7 o'clock on Sunday versus Saturday night, and just try that for a little bit, but I'm not quite sure yet. So unboxing without waffling, without boring anybody. I know we're already up to 1 minute, 60 seconds has gone by. But this isn't a Mr. Beast video at the end of the day. So unfortunately, if you're bored already, then you're bored already. But it is a food review. So the Big Arch, as I've said, what it is, the Big Arch sauce, I believe someone was saying it was basically tomato ketchup and mustard mix. I'll say straight away, it kind of tasted a Big Mac sort of sauce-ish. As you can see there, pretty nice looking burger. The glazed buns definitely look far better, but kind of looks like a Big Mac steakhouse stack, as you can see at the bottom. And I think it does. I don't know. I mean, it's not like it's a completely different vibe to the burger. It's not a different approach. It's just a double quarter pounder or a double steakhouse stack. It's kind of the same burger or a Big Mac. However, the burger's obviously far better, a lot thicker, as I say, more like a quarter pounder with cheese or double quarter pounder with cheese, and even to the point of them having the chopped white onion, which I didn't have on because I did have it on, but I took it off, so I had the flavour of it. But I can't. No, I'm not dealing with the white raw onion on a burger. It's just too much. So I think on top of that, though, there was actually, I think, crispy onions on the bottom, or it looked like crispy onions. However, it doesn't technically say it in the write-up. But to start with, and just to have it as extra, 6 chicken nuggets or something different, obviously just a burger and fries and the halloumi fries. Chicken nuggets were, pretty good. I wouldn't say they're outstanding anymore. They are still, I think they're damn good, but they are processed chicken, unfortunately. That was a sweet chili sauce, obviously, that you got with the halloumi fries, I believe. So whether that sauce is staying or not, I don't know. But the Frank's Red Hot sauce definitely seems to be staying, which is a good thing. However, it was a slightly different colour this week and a slightly different flavour, a bit more fruity flavour this week. So nuggets were nuggets. Onto the fries. Not particularly good this week. They were just average McDonald's fries. Kind of crispy on the outside, a little bit fluffy on the inside, but still a little bit colder than what they could be. Bearing in mind, as I say, every time this McDonald's is literally, you may as well say across the road. I know, obviously, to go and pick it up, but this is a delivered food review. So the order should be being picked up pretty quick and obviously delivered within 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes max, but 5 minutes. So the fries weren't anything to write home about, unfortunately. The halloumi fries, though, they weren't bad. Still got this whole, too much coating versus the items, as it were, the halloumi. So if they'd have been more on the halloumi chunky side and a little bit less batter, I think that would have worked a little bit better. But you can see straight away there that the batter's kind of coming off. And I think it's just a light standard batter coating. Obviously halloumi. And you get 4 in that pack with the Sweet Chilli Dip. And yeah, Sweet Chilli Dip with halloumi I think it's brilliant. It's a good combination. Maybe not brilliant, going a bit over the top there, but is anything ever brilliant at McDonald's? I don't know. But you can see there, kind of the batter was the batter, a bit like fish and chips. And the coating kind of came off. But the halloumi halloumi's rubbery, don't get me wrong, but these were, as they were a little bit cooler, very rubbery. So they're nice. Don't not try them, but again, nothing out of this world, but they've got to be mass produced, so I get it to a degree, but they're also not that cheap either. And obviously the prices that we saw at the start, £4, I forget now what it was, £4.30 something or £4.59 for halloumi fries? Okay. Either way, we are on to the Big Arch with no dill pickles because they're just disgusting. Anybody that eats pickles, fair enough, but I don't. The white onion, chopped white onion, that was on the top. Obviously, I took that off before eating it, but you can see there, it's almost like fried onions. I'm pretty sure they had fried onions on, or they got it wrong, or something like that. But the kind of Big Mac stroke, slightly more tangy, mustardy sauce with it, albeit very similar colour to the Frank's Red Hot. It wasn't spicy, but it was just kind of a heat in the background. The burger itself, advertised versus reality, unfortunately, guys, pretty different. Pretty damn different. I know the cheese is obviously melted, I get all that. But again, it doesn't really look like it. It's all sort of like compressed, all squashed, do you know what I mean? Which I get on an actual reality of the burger, it's going to be slightly different. But why they have to advertise this stuff like it's out of this world and the reality you get is far from it is just very, I think, annoying. Let's just say annoying. So the cheese itself had very little flavour to it. It was just kind of like a mild cheddar, mild white cheddar. Could have been, something like adding a pepper jack type cheese or something similar just to add a little kick to it might have been a better, since it's the Big Arch, big flavours. But the sauce was very similar to Big Mac. The very first thing I thought when I bit into it, it was a Big Mac, just a Big Mac on steroids, let's say. So more the steakhouse stack with obviously the burgers, stroke quarter pounder. Not a bad burger. I wouldn't say, again, to say it's a new burger, it's not really out of this world. They've just added a couple of extra layers of cheese, a slightly different sauce, which I say is, I think, from what I've read, tomato ketchup plus a mustard of some description, but it's not overpowering. It's just very similar to a Big Mac sauce. But there we go. The new, I'll say similar but new burger. As you can see there, the prices, £4.69. Absolute joke, I think, really, for what you're getting. And the burger itself via Deliveroo was £8.49, which was a lot. But I think from McDonald's it's £7.99. So finally onto the Toffee Crisp McFlurry, and I don't know, I was a bit disappointed with it. I mean, the toffee bits in it were so hard, obviously being almost frozen by the ice cream, that they were almost, you can't really chew them. They were kind of like crunchy bits of toffee. So the caramel sauce was nice. Again, probably not enough of it. The whole ice cream, as you can see, has more or less started to, 3/4 of it was melted. So it wasn't the best example, but overall the flavours together with the little toffee crisp bits, plus the toffee bits, plus the caramel sauce and the ice cream, I think it wasn't bad. I definitely think they should put more of the, additional part, so ice cream, but then the additional part being toffee crisp this week. They should put way more of that, either on the top or in the middle or somewhere. There's just not enough of it. It's just more ice cream than the kind of additional item. So, McDonald's is what it is. Not amazing, but also not that bad. And you'll see the ratings in 2 seconds, which, again, you can pause and have a look at, but 7.5 for the Big Arch. Can't really give it much more than that. It's a nice burger, but nothing out of this world. So thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody. And if you haven't, check out these videos.